So if you're watching this video right now, we both have something in common. You've been grinding eFootball for years, maybe 3 years, maybe more, and never made it to Division 1. And even if you have, they are those moments where you pull out 31 losses, 20 draws, and 33 wins. Well, today, that changes. Because I'm about to give you 8 attacking tips that will completely change the way you play. And listen, I'm not talking about those basic tips everyone keeps repeating. I'm talking about real, game-changing, difference-making patterns that pro players use but never share with you. By the end of this video, you'll be attacking so wild whatis that opponents will be scared to press. Because every mistake they make becomes a goal. Make sure you watch till the end because tip 8 is so powerful, most people misuse it without even realizing. Let's get straight into it. But first, we need to talk about choosing the right strikers. A lot of players skip this part. And that's exactly why they struggle. If you want to win games, you need good strikers. And in eFootball, there are 5 things you need to consider when choosing a good striker: attacking awareness, finishing, speed, physical contact, and most importantly, play style. Obviously, there are several other things to consider like heading, skill moves, or even what to give them in their second booster slot, which I'll talk about later. Attacking awareness. This is the brain of your strikers. This shows how best your player positions himself in the appropriate place to increase goal-scoring opportunities. And also, it shows how quick your striker reacts when close to the ball in the final third of the pitch. This should be about 93 or more. Finishing. This shows how efficient and reliable your striker's shooting is in front of goal. If most of his shots go on or off targets, the value of this should be 89 or above. Anything less and your striker will shoot like he's wearing Timberlands. Speed. Obviously, it tells you how fast your striker is. You don't want a slow player leading your team to war. So at least 86 or above speed should do. Physical contact. This is the most underrated stat almost everyone does not look into when signing a striker. Physical contact tells how well your striker can stand pressure and still remain balanced. Most eFootball players ignore this tip completely, and matters get worse when you have 2 defenders on chasing your striker. Sadly, not many cards have this, but regardless, it should be 85 or more. Now, for free-to-player users, you might not be lucky to have all these stats in your strikers, but make sure that they have at least 3 of them. And finally, playstyle. This is the heart of your striker's movement. Basically, one of the most important aspects to consider when selecting your striker. Currently in eFootball, 2 most common playstyles for your center forwards are goal poachers and deep-lying forwards. Now, if you're the type that uses 3 strikers, you might consider using 2 goal poachers and 1 deep-lying forward. If you're a double striker user, 2 goal poachers. And if you love single striker formation, I'll recommend a goal poacher, depending on your playstyle. Because goal poachers make effective runs in vital aspects of the pitch, which gives you more attacking options and goal-scoring opportunities. Now that you've got your strikers right, let's dive into the real stuff. Tip 1. Mastering the 1-2 passing technique. This is one of the most broken mechanics in the game when used properly. It is simply done by tapping the pass button and flicking the joystick to the direction of your striker. This makes your player release the pass and start making a forward instant run. It's basically a cheat code. Simply pass, send the runner, return the pass. Using your strikers to do this draws your defender out of position, leaving spaces behind which your striker can easily exploit when making that forward quick run. But when that ball returns to your striker, you must act fast. No wasting time. No second touches. This is why I always tell people to give their strikers the passing skill as their second booster slot. This makes them more important in a build-up play. It can also be combined with lofted through pass, making it deadlier. But here's where it gets crazy. This 1-2 mechanic becomes twice as deadly when combined with a lofted through pass, and that leads us straight into tip 2. Tip 2. Use a balanced formation. Listen, White. Your formation controls everything your players do. Passing, build-up, counterattacks, everything. If your formation is unbalanced, you'll notice empty midfield, isolated strikers, exposed defense, you can't create clean chances, and you end up relying on luck, or one crazy long ball. But once the formation fits your playstyle, scoring becomes easier. One mistake most eFootball players make is choosing a formation that does not match their manager's playstyle. If you're the type that plays possession, consider using a formation with at least 2 central midfielders and 1 DMF. If you're a long ball counter player, use at least 2 attacking mids with 1 or 2 DMFs. A balanced formation is like an engine. Every part supports the other. The midfield supports the attack. The fullbacks support the midfield. The defense supports transitions. Everyone has a role. Balanced formations create triangles passing options, which creates a lot of chances. And chances create goal-scoring opportunities. This makes attacking effortless and defending confusing for your opponent. But there's another weapon people ignore completely, and that leads us to tip 3. Tip 3 is what I personally call the controlled acceleration. Most people think pacey strikers are everything in eFootball. Honestly, this is true. But if you don't know how to properly use them to your advantage, you're basically wasting the one weapon that can punish defenders the most. Knowing the right time to accelerate really counts. Controlled acceleration is when you hold the ball, wait for the defender to get close, and then explode forward. This is simply done by flicking the joystick away from the defender. By doing this, it'll leave the defender behind. Use it on the wings, inside the box, right before a cutback, and in 1-versus-1 dribbling situations. If your striker has the acceleration burst skill, it becomes unfair. He doesn't just run, he does it finesse. This move can win you fouls, penalties, and clean shots. And once controlled acceleration has worked out, you need a finishing technique that works even under pressure, which brings us to the most overlooked tip. Tip 4. Learn to master skills. Now when I say skills, I don't mean prime Neymar. Let's be honest, most strikers in eFootball come with limited skill moves. They're fast, they can finish, but when it comes to technical moves, they're basically locked. Therefore, we need to add some skills to them using the skill tokens. The 2 best skill moves that every striker needs is Double Touch and Marseille Turn. The Double Touch. The Double Touch is the most useful and effective set in the entire game. It can be used in any scenario and at any time. It is simply done by tapping the dash button and flicking your joystick in the direction your player is heading. That small shift completely destroys your opponent's tackling angle. To make it more deadlier, tap the dash button and flick the joystick button this time simultaneously. It's basically a free escape button that also creates space for a shot or pass. The Marseille Turn. It's easy. Imagine you make a through pass to your striker in position and suddenly gets blocked by a defender. Performing a Marseille easily destroys the defenders and opens up space to score a goal. This skill is done by tapping the dash button and swiping your joystick 90 degrees from where your player is facing, towards the goalpost. This skill gives you more space to execute chances properly, and honestly, knowing this gives you an edge over your opponents. But having the right skills is only half the battle, which takes us into the most misunderstood attacking secret, which is Tip 6. Tip 6, first-time shots. If you're the type who always traps the ball before shooting, you're giving the defender 1 or 2 seconds to recover. In eFootball, every second is deadly. First-time shots actually make you score faster and easier goals than you can imagine. It's not always about finesse, curl, or stunning shots. Sometimes the only option is to just shoot. And trust me, it'll win you more matches. Especially in situations like cutbacks, through balls, 1-2s, and especially loose balls in the box. You'll be shocked how many goals you start scoring once you stop trying to control everything. Which brings us to the next point. Tip 7. Watch them make the runs. Now this is the one thing most players don't take serious, and it causes them to miss goal-scoring chances. They are too focused on the pass in front of them that they fail to see the incisive runs made by their striker that can lead to easy goals. Unlike defenders, strikers make a lot of runs when there's no cursor on them. They make quick runs, expecting through balls for quick counterattacks. That is why you must always pay attention to your strikers, ready to make lofted or through balls at any time to create more goal-scoring chances. And now, Tip 8. Learn to make efficient crosses. Yes, crosses. People ignore this completely, but the truth is simple. If you always rely on direct passing as your only way of scoring, that could actually be one of the reasons you're always not winning matches. Because sometimes, the middle gets stacked with a lot of players that even ground passes can't get to reach your striker. And that is where you must know how to reach him in the air. Crosses are simple. Sometimes it doesn't matter how tall your striker is, but actually making that cross. Because sometimes crosses become the only ways to win games. Now, there you have it, guys. 8 attacking tips to help you change the way you play and start winning games like a pro. It will not only help you improve your gameplay, but also help you dominate every game in eFootball 2026. Remember, these tips aren't just about playing better. They're about understanding the game, how the meta works, and how to work your way through it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.